Good evening, everybody. Good evening, viewers. I'm Donald Okumbo. You're welcome to our Integration TV Switzerland. And today we're going to be having a very special program regarding the upcoming elections in Nigeria. And our main focus and topic today will be Peter Obi's candidacy. And with me in the studio, I have two special guests that will be debating on a series of issues today. With me, I have Mr. Mark Nebo, who is a political analyst and also a businessman. And with me, I also have Wilson Jones. He's a man I know very well that's very vast in terms of politics back home in Nigeria. You all welcome to the studio.
Good evening, viewers.
Mr. Mark Nebo, could you please introduce yourself more so for the viewers to know more about you?
Yeah, good evening, viewers. My name is Mark Nebo. I'm living in Switzerland and trying to make ends meet, but at the same time, the things that concerns Nigeria affect all of us, both home and abroad. So that is why we want to have a little chat about this and see how we can make a headway. Thank you.
Exactly. You're welcome. And Mr. Wilson Jones?
I'm Wilson Jones. I'm a keen politician, but I'm not a career politician. I'm just an astute politician, and I believe Nigeria can be better if we have the right orientation,
leaders in place,
and if we have work on our mental. We need mental revolution.
Very good. Thank you very much for the intro, Mr. Mark Nebo and Wilson Jones. And as we all know, a lot has been going on in Nigeria considering upcoming presidential election, February next year, 2023. And we are all concerned. Surprisingly, things seem to be taking a very new and surprising dimension regarding the youths, the way they are so concerned. And what do you think is the main cause of this sudden lust the youths are now having towards election, unlike we've never seen such a thing before? Mr. Winston Jones, could you please let us know why the youths are why they are awakening at the moment?
Thank you very much, Mr. Donald. Number one, we should thank social media, because every youth, every old and young people have access to social media, and that has been a powerful force, in our politics today. If you look at it 10 years ago, social media wasn't that, significant.
Exactly.
But these days, even a old woman has an account on Facebook, on Instagram. They do their business and all these things on social media, and they are breaking even. So the power of the media is what we are seeing in our youth today.
Good. Exactly.
And if it goes on like this, and media is going to be a special force
to reckon with. And Mr. Mark Nebo, could you please, what's your own point of view?
No, I could not agree with him less. He made a clear point. The media is helping. And at the same time, the youth have seen that they have given an option in Nigeria as far as Nigerian politics is concerned. Because before it has always been APC, PDP, but now a third party is emerging that is giving them hope and is carrying the young people along, letting them know that the country belongs to the youths. So because before in many years they don't have the zeal to, they will tell you our vote doesn't count. But now they are seeing somebody that is giving them that hope that their vote will count. And they will make good use of their support.
Very good. Thank you very much. And that takes me to the first question for today. And I'll be directing this question to Mr. Wilson Jones. Now, we all want a new system. We want a leadership that is really effective, a system that works in Nigeria. We cannot get that done without electing the right people into power. Now, what makes you think Peter Obi's candidacy, or if he wins the presidency, what makes you think Peter Obi is going to be different from the previous leaders we've had before now?
Thank you very much. You can see, since the inception of our democracy, it has been octogenarian ruling the affair of our nation. Democracy started officially in 1999 in Nigeria, and the first democratic president there was Olusegun Obasanjo, who was a generalocrat, an old man.
Old man, yeah.
You understand? After him comes Yaradua, who did not, live longer like that, who could have been one of the youngest people to be in power. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, Jonathan took over, but because he was not prepared to be the president, so he couldn't do much. You understand? So because of bad governance, we thought as a Nigerian, we need a change. The change did happen, but
in which direction?
With wrong perception.
Yeah.
You cannot compare military and
civil rule
together.
Exactly.
People were thinking, or have the mind that this man is coming with the armed forces or the military rule of ruling a nation. It came undermining that we are in democratic rule. You cannot just pick somebody and throw in with degree 4 or whatever with their degree. But it has a process.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Mark Nebo, what makes you think Peter Obi is going to be different?
Well, it's going to be challenging for him. But I don't believe he will let down the people that are following him. Because these are the people that have carried him this far. And I believe if we all remember what he did in Anambra State, he had his challenges when he took office. They even wanted to impeach him because he wanted to cut the court of governance. But because the people believed in him, he was able to succeed. And I think if we take that mindset and with the presidency of Nigeria, and remembering that Nigerians, the citizens, home and abroad, young and old, are behind him, that will make the difference. Wow,
great. That leads me to the second question. I want to direct that to you straight away. Mark Nebo, you see, since for the past 3-4 months now, it's like Nigerians, they are having that kind of hope, a new dawn, a new beginning. They are beginning to see things differently. Do you think Peter Obi's candidacy is going to really compensate the people? I mean, do you think the people are not seeing a new hope just because of Peter Obi's candidacy?
I will tell you categorically yes. In the sense that Peter Obi is not that kind of politician of do or die. I must be there. Yes, he wants to be there and he wants to bring a change. Like other politicians that say it is my turn or I have to be there because I should be there. No, he has something. If you see, he has not got into the position, but if you see his plans.
Yeah, very in place.
He's very, very articulate. And he's telling you, I will do this thing because I have gone to this place to study it. And I see how they've done it.
You can go and verify.
You can go and verify. And he's not telling you a vague story. He will tell you, go and verify.
With proofs.
Exactly. So I don't think there's any other thing you can ask from a man that will tell you, I've traveled to this country, I see how they turned their farm industry to whatever you can think of it. And they've been making more money than their oil. He mentioned, last time I watched his interview, he mentioned about Kaduna textiles. Yeah. He said, this is already something that a country is feeding on. But the question is, how did we get to this point in Nigeria? Please.
I think it all boils to leadership problem.
It's just disheartening.
Interesting. Mr. Wincy Jones, there's something that has really been going on in the country, especially when looking at the politics in the southeast in terms of marginalization. The Igbos, they have been complaining for decades that, hey, we are not getting the fair share of the national responsibility. I wouldn't call it national cake. Now, do you think Peter Obi's presidency, or if he should win, and that's going to change everything in the southwest, or do you think that's going to stop the IPOB agitation for their own sovereignty in Nigeria?
Thank you very much. You see, the agitation for Biafra is it's a civic thing. They've got rights. There is a law that brings us together, and there is that same law allows secession. But I think if the Igbos are serious-minded people,
working together.
This is their son now.
Exactly.
Who can bring justice and change.
Exactly.
So why don't you work together for him? At least, if you feel marginalized, this is the time they're supposed to come together as one.
Exactly. All hands must be on deck.
On deck to work for this man. I'm not supporting Peter Obi because he's an able man. I'm supporting him because of his clear vision.
Yeah, he has a credibility.
You see, I look at his speeches. If you look at all where he visited to exploit their economy, they are third world countries.
Exactly.
Third world.
Yeah.
He was in Vietnam, he was in Malaysia, he had never been to any of these big countries.
Yes. To show you that he's doable.
He went to as far as Egypt. Yeah. How do they manage their power, electricity?
Yeah.
So those are the things. A serious-minded politician who wants to become the president of Nigeria should go and do spade work. Not just sit down and be distributing rice and, quadrennial rice. They give them every 4 years.
You have a point there with St. Jones. And let me quickly direct same question to Mark Nebo. Considering the fact that you're from the East, do you think Obi's presidency is going to calm the nerves of those Easterners fighting for their own sovereignty?
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. You see, I'm an Igbo person by origin, but I don't really see Obi Kadis as he's an Igbo man, quote unquote, for real. But what he's presenting to Nigerians is far beyond Igbo.
It's more liberal.
He's more of a nation builder. Carrying everybody broad.
Very broad, yeah.
Carrying everybody along. Because if you talk about the IPOP agitation, let us not forget that in the Yoruba land we have Oduduwa agitation. And we also have some group in Calabar, or even in the northern part of Nigeria, we also have their own group.
The Ijo and
so,
Arewa.
The question we ask ourselves, what brought about all these things? So because the people feel they are marginalized, injustice, they are not having the fair
yes, sure. No sense of belonging.
And what caused it? Because of mismanagement of our federal resources. Because we call it you borrow and you share. Hello? Who does that? And at the end of the day, you borrow to build a rail line. Rail line will not finish. Money will disappear. So who will be happy in such a country? Can you tell me? So this is not a matter of Biafra or Oduduwa. It's a matter of, you see, people started agitating because of bad governance. Angry. Even the youth awakening we are talking about is because the youths are angry.
Very, very.
And this thing, I could relate it to the toll gate, the NSAS protest. Because people are tired. My brother, me and you, we are in Europe, we are in Switzerland here. If I want to travel to Nigeria now, I possibly have to consult an oracle.
You're right.
Or call a pastor.
Or call a pastor.
You're right.
Or,
even some Nigerians do give testimony whenever they return back home.
Exactly.
Churches.
To show you how scared they are going to their own country.
It ought not to be.
Is that the country we want to be?
Not at all.
So the youth are tired of it. And I think Obi is carrying the whole nation along. And that because the problem we have, the old politicians have been using this tribal sentiment
as a tool
to divide
and rule.
Right. Thank you very much, Mark Nebo. I really like that. Mr. Wilson, you see, we all know to become president in Nigeria, considering our diversity, is not an easy task. Now, what are the two main challenges you think Peter Obi is going to face before becoming the president of Nigeria?
Number one, what is critical in Nigeria now is our security. Two, they have to reorganize our defense. The Nigerian Army, the Air Force, the Navy, the paramilitary, the police and all the rest.
Overhaul.
They have to overhaul them. They are not loyal to their values. Because I did some security management. You see, before a terrorist can attack, You must have an insider.
A pre-warning, yeah.
So you can imagine before they strike, they left because there is somebody divulging information to them.
Yes.
So number one, he has to tackle our security and overhaul our nation's defense.
Security system.
The security system is porous.
So that's very, very important. That's a very important point. So, Mark Nebo, what would you add to that in terms of...
the only thing I will add to what my brother Wilson have said is that our military is overstretched. Our security system is... Nigeria is a country of about 200 and something million.
If not over 200.
Over 200 and something million. But how many security personnel do we have in Nigeria? Is it up to 2 million?
Not at all.
Not at all. Both military, police, paramedics, everything combined together. In a country of 200 million, over 200 million people. Is that, I mean, when we are growing up, when you see military out in the street, brother, you will know that something is wrong. But today you see military...
It's so weak, underfunded.
We see a military man wearing C-pass. We don't value them anymore. You see them on C-pass.
They are not well kept. There is no social benefit for them.
Before you see military, you first of all see Mopo. Then you know it's getting stronger. Before military comes, everybody take off. But now you see a military man, you'll be challenging him on the street.
That's very true.
You'll be arguing. So a lot has to be done. Both the moral upliftment of the police, their service, paying them, equipping them with insurance
and everything.
Giving them the moral to go out and work. A military man, you see them armed robbers are there, you say, oh, you want me to go and die for you?
They are not well catered for.
Because when they die, before their family will get their benefit, they will tell you, the woman will go to Abuja 100 times with the feeding money of the family.
Sad. It's very
Is that
sad.
supposed to be?
Not at all. Thank you very much, Mark Nebo. To save time, Mr. Winston Jones, I want to throw this question to you. Now we are campaigning. Now we've seen a lot of challenges between Peter Obi and his party, Labour Party. Now we've been asked in terms of structure. We know that structure for Labour Party is not yet there. So what do you think Labour Party should really be doing to ensure they have enough structure to ensure Obi's success in 2023?
My brother, I don't want you to follow the multitude. That's Labour has no structure. That is a big lie. Which means you don't follow the principle of administration in Nigeria. There is no state in Nigeria that has no labor union.
That's very true.
There is no state.
Yeah, it's just a political excuse. Let me say that.
There is no state in Nigeria that has no labor
union.
You have a point.
They have afflicted one, AUT, road transport, whatever. They are all unionists. They belong to labor.
We could take as a scare tactics for opposition.
What kind of structure are we talking about? People that have the parties that have structure as claimed.
What have they done so far? Yeah, everybody are asking same question.
Let me say one thing. Before I joined the Obi-centric, I look at some criteria. Yeah. What is the motive of running for president? Yeah. The other man, the sesquigenarian, said because it is his turn. The second one said he wants to fulfill his whatever ambition before he goes to his forefather, his ancestors. Yeah. The third one said he wants to brand Nigeria. He wants to give us another look. He wants to change the course of governance.
So we can breathe a new air. It's as simple as that.
Have a new beginning. So when you have, in economy, they have what they call the law of comparative advantage, which I have applied. And I see this man as a man with sterling quality. Yeah. My man, the second best thing he did is his vice.
That's it.
My man, that is a perfect combination.
That is classic.
No. It
is a winning team indeed. But I thank you very much. That's very true. But even at that, I think Labour Party will still have a lot of work to do. And that takes me to the B part of this question, particularly in the North. Sorry to say, the North has a very low level of literacy. And how do you think, or what do you think the Labour Party should be doing to pass this information to them? I know it won't be easy to penetrate deep North selling Peter Obi to them. What do you think Labour Party should really do? Mark Nebo.
I think like what they have been doing.
I mean, those who cannot read, they cannot even write, they don't have access to social media.
Yeah, before you mentioned structure, I think what the opposite team are calling structure is like Enugu now is PDP state. Kano is I don't know what they are, APC and other people. And you will see that each governor will want to deliver his state to his party. Because the problem we have, because Nigeria have been playing party politics. And that is what kept us where we are. Until we start seeing purpose and drive in the people we are putting in the office, we will remain with the way. If we miss this Obi, everybody will cry it. I hope it turns out. But based on your question, they have to use they cannot do what more than they are doing so far. The media is helping them, or the media is helping.
Pass the message across.
Now that he picked a young northerner,
Ahmed Dati,
what's his name?
Ahmed Dati.
Yeah. Now that he picked him, he is going to
be the breaker. The language.
He does.
He understands that.
Of course, he does.
So
he does that very well.
That is going to be the gap.
Yeah, that's what he said. He said he's into classroom business.
Yes.
So he understands.
So that is the key. That is the key that will unlock those little ones that cannot go to school. Even though they call them the Aramajaris or whatever they call them. And because if you see the other group of somebody, they have a head.
Thank you very much. And Mr. Jones, do you think the northern youths are really going to buy into this new movement that is shaking the four corners of the country?
My brother, I've spoken with tons of them. They have reason for their mind to be disabused. You understand? They are on for a change too. He said, one of them called me, he said, Wilson, don't do anything less than obedient. A renowned person in the north speaking this to me. So, diplomatically, I heard him. But I just want to sample his opinion. And I'm sure most of these northern people, either educated or uneducated, they know what time is it now. They are facing it. They are facing the heat. The good thing is that this man is from Katsina. The Dati.
Kaduna. Kaduna.
So Kaduna and Katsina were together before.
Yes, you're right.
They are together.
They are still almost same.
So my brother, if somebody like that sees something good in Peter Obi, who is a Southerner, my brother, the change has come.
You see, another thing I just want to chip in. You see, as he's pitching the person in the north, so he's pitching the person in the south.
Poverty
so he's pitching the person in the east. The same bad road runs through everywhere. Insecurity runs through from Kaduna to Jos, or just to Maiduguri to Lagos to Enugu to anywhere. We are all in the same mess. So even those ones that could not read and write, they are feeling the heat at the same time. So at a point in time, they have inside their mind, they have to ask themselves questions, even though they might not have that guts.
Yeah, we all want a better leader. Thank you very much, both of you, for those contributions so far. Mark Nebo, if Peter Obi becomes the president, what are the two most decisions you think he should take in his first 100 days in office? The two most critical. And why you see in the Western world, the president, they often celebrate 100 days in office. Because 100 days in office, it makes a lot of changes. Whatever you do in those 100 days will determine the whole of your administration. Yes. So what are the two most critical decisions you think Peter Obi should take as a president, considering what we'll be going through so far as a nation?
First is our security. Security. You have to really show people that I am at the top of the game. This has to be done. You should bring policies that will make the security apparatus feel, yes, we can work and get the reward for our job, that we can put our life in the line for the Nigerians. Then another thing, I think they go in parallel, is unifying Nigeria. Because Nigeria has never been polarized
as it is today.
I don't know if it's strategically done for the politician, for the political elite to be ripping us front and back. But he have to unify. But I think even the way the movement is going, he's carrying everybody along so far. Because if I watch his speech, he hardly go against anybody. He bring a solution. He's a solution provider. Then another thing is looking into the economy. The economy of Nigeria is in shambles. If, like what he said the other day, he said if Nigeria doesn't take time before the end of it, it will be in a junk state. Can you imagine if the Nigerian country is in a junk? All the investors will be out of the country overnight.
They're going to be comparing Nigeria to Zimbabwe and other.
Zimbabwe will be better than
like
us.
Venezuela, Argentina,
something like that.
Yeah.
So these are for me, these two things in parallel with building the nation together is what I think. If you can get it in line. Okay.
Thank you very much, Mark Nebo. That's very, very interesting. Security and economy, those two things are indeed critical. But that leads me to another question. When you talk about economy, there's no way we're going to build a very strong economy without constant electrical power supply. Mr. Wilson, what do you think Nigeria is supposed to be doing that we aren't doing for more than going to 40, 50 or since independence? We've never had a constant or stable electrical power supply. Considering the billions of dollars we've invested, government after government, what is exactly the problem?
Well, I think it's going to be delegated legislature and the act of cronyism in our system. Because I remember sometimes Chief Bola Ige, who was supposed to be a lawyer, was in charge of power. Fashola, who is supposed to be a lawyer, was in charge of power. He had about 3 ministries under him. You see, until we get the right people at the right place, things will not be done. When you are talking about economy will not just grow. Yeah. If we have to strengthen we have to encourage industry, both small scale and large scale industry.
Exactly.
Give loans to people with mega interests. It will attract and stabilize our electricity. Yeah. If we have stable electricity, it will bring a lot of commerce. Companies are folding up because we cannot provide adequate, energy for production. So if I run, like in our business, we run generator all through. Okay, now we improvise with solar. How do we reconcile that in economic growth? Until we put the right people at the right place, there won't be growth in Nigeria.
But if I can chip in a bit, because when we talk of economy, like my brother just said now, because I didn't think this economy would come even before security. Why? Because if you look at what banditry, kidnapping, look, this
ritual killings.
ASU has been on strike for how many months now? Or how many? It's like they will call it Nigerian national holiday or whatever every year.
It's really disturbing.
And look at the students they arrested. They are all students. Students that are supposed to be in school. If they are in school, they won't be kidnapping people. My brother, me and you in this country, would you even wake up in the morning? What would be as long as your alarm, you're off to work, and your company appreciates you. At the end of the year, they tell you, my brother, well done.
They mention your value.
Exactly.
Say, well
You're
done.
right.
Would you have mind of going to do something extraordinary or different from that? But when you don't provide when people they say, hungry man is an angry man. He can do something that even he doesn't want to do in order to feed his family. So if there's a good economy in place, plan in place, I think some of these security challenges will die off naturally. And like energy, he said, like a lot of people doing Okada. I have a brother who's doing Okada. Before he was a welder. But when he buys fuel, before he finished producing the cost of production is massive. And he can't go back to the person that gave him that job and start asking for more money.
Exactly, yeah.
And renegotiate
it's also had a lot of inflation.
Because fuel you bought yesterday 16 naira, next week they will sell it 120 naira, and you go back to the person and say, give him more money.
It is sad. Very unfortunate that's where we are today. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Now we are seeing the campaign era. We see. Let's go back a little bit. We've read a lot of news on the internet about opposition, APC and PDP, criticizing the obedience of aggressiveness, they are so unfriendly, insults, using a lot of derogatory words to address anybody that shares different view from their own view. What would you advise all obedience across the globe? How do you think they should be handling this Peter Obi's campaign differently to ensure that at the end of the day, we're going to have a very harmonious election and campaign?
Number one, I think most of those people who are obedient, they are not illiterate. And they are not hoodlums. There are people who have vision for Nigeria. There are people who have hope in Nigeria. There are people that believe in change. Because the Labour Party come like a tsunami. Nobody thought it.
Nobody expected
Obi knew what was going to happen in PDP. So he took his leave. So at the end of the day, he emerged. So you can see it is a great shock for them. If he had remained in PDP, the worst they can give him is vice president. And
the rejected stone, now the head of the
they might not emerge at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But you know, my brother, we have seen the impact of PDP in Nigeria, and we are seeing the impact of APC in Nigeria. They are like, what do you call it, an affliction. And in the Bible they said affliction must not rise up
second
time. Yes.
So my brother, it is time for change. It is time for a new beginning in Nigeria.
Thank you very much. Mark Nebo, do you have any words of advice for all obedience? I mean, what do you think they should be doing differently? Do you think they should continue with their method of handling the whole campaign? I mean, they are really tough. Even for me personally, I really admire their love, their passion. It's something, you know, they come in full force. I mean, do you think they should be doing something different, or they should just hold on?
You see, when there's wind of change, when the wind of change is blowing, it carries everybody along. You can't stop it. It's like a moving train. This is just not just being obedient. This is a movement that goes beyond. That is why I told you Obi cannot afford to fail the people that are following him. If he wins, he cannot afford it. And
it's like he doesn't even have access, or he cannot really control some of the happenings.
Because these people are voluntarily, Obi didn't choose them.
It's not by conscription. I think
no,
voluntarily doing it.
No, he didn't choose me. I followed him because I saw he have something to offer. You know, so all I would tell the obedient people is that stay the course. Do not join issues with the opposition party like insult and all those things. Just be let us focus on the problem of the nation. Because that is what the subject, like exactly, thank you very much. The subject matter. Now let us remain focused. Because that is the only thing that Nigeria want to see at the end of the day. Because if we join force with them, which they want to, then they will draw all of us into the mud.
That's very true.
Because if you look at it, there's no practical difference between APC and PDP. If PDP win today, all the APC members will run back to PDP. They will tell you, after all, it's my brother, I started with you. And we not together in the grassroots. If APC with PDP will run back, in avoiding, they will using it to avoid being prosecuted from all their bad offices misbehaviors.
Yeah, and the most interesting part, even APC enjoyed some social media sensation in 2015. It's really baffling that they are complaining of what they enjoyed.
Exactly.
Yeah. We all campaign for Buhari in those days, and if it's not sufficient enterprising, we have the right to withdraw our support.
Exactly.
Because we don't believe in him again. He had disappointed Nigeria. And I was glad. He said he's ready to go. That is tired of
He has
Nigeria.
already given up.
So my brother, he has no solution to our problem. So give the man who can provide solution to our problem. It's a dynamic thing.
I mean, it's like this election is exposing a lot of things so far. It has indeed exposed a lot of things so far. What makes you think this election is going to be very, very different from other elections we've experienced?
Number one, since the inception of democracy in Nigeria, 1999, we never had Muslim ticket. My brother,
the first time.
People are waiting for that election day. to tell them you cannot undermine some certain religion in our polity.
Yeah.
So it is going to be a landslide in our political history, 2023.
Wow, thank you very much. Now, the last question, I'm going to be directing it to the both of you. Thank you very much. We spent a good time so far. And what is your advice to Nigerians back home? We in diaspora, it is very unfortunate we cannot vote. But what do you think we should be doing to ensure that those who have PVC goes out on that day to cast their vote?
Okay.
Anyone could go first.
Okay,
It's between you.
Well, number one, what I will advise Nigerians to do, get your PVC. And the one you have before, go and update it. Because it needs an update. Or else the latest card reader will not get your
Capture it.
Capture it, yeah.
So go and update the old one or the older one you have, and get, if you haven't got the new one, go and get your new PVC. That is your right. That is what can speak for you. So what Nigerians are going through now, I know it's going to be ephemeral. It's for a while. A new beginning is coming to Nigeria. Nigeria will be great again.
Wow, thank you, McNebo.
Thank you very much, my brother. I just want to beg them, in as much as they are getting their PVC, they should also make the conscious choice of voting the right person. Because you get your PVC, and not when they will come and give you 5,000 naira, you say, okay, you sell your PVC. It helps nobody. You still remain where you are, and you suffer again. So getting your PVC, one, voting the right person is the right thing to do. And that's the best way to go.
Wow. Thank you very much, viewers. I hope you had a good time listening to our brothers, McNebo and Wilson Jones. We hope to meet you all. We're going to be in the studio in a couple of weeks again. Thank you for your time, and God bless. Bye. You're welcome. Thank you, Mr. Wilson Jones and McNebo. It's a pleasure having you in the studio. Thank you.